Hello everyone, welcome back. Please comment, rate, subscribe. Folks, comment, rate, subscribe, like the videos. Also share the videos. I want to thank everyone that does like, watch, and share my videos. You folks are the absolute best. Listen, I want you folks to check the links in the description. There's a link to a gaming channel, a sports channel, a reactions channel, another Twitch channel. Please get down there, check those links, subscribe to them, follow them, turn on your notifications so when I post content over there, you folks will be in the know with that content as well, and I'll be able to interact with you folks surrounding that content too, especially that Twitch channel. All right, we're going to be doing some live gaming and having some fun over there, so please go down there, subscribe, follow, turn on your notifications, and get involved with all the other content that I'm going to be doing on this platform. So with that pushed aside, it is now time to talk about how having no college football season could impact the Jets draft. It looks like the college football season, it could be gone, all right? You got, multiple conferences and divisions coming out and saying, we're done. I think it was the Big Ten supposedly was supposed to come out and make an announcement that they were not going to have a college football season. We all know that this is surrounding, the row. We all know that. We're wearing things on our faces because of it. And so college football, the season looks like it could be done. And I know a lot of Jets fans are looking at this situation and they're going, oh my goodness. We got 2 first-round picks in this upcoming draft. Now there's going to be no college football season. This is a bad thing. I've even been hit up saying, hey, Joe, what are your thoughts about this? Listen, I'm a glass half full kind of guy. Y'all know I'm pretty positive. And I'm not necessarily as nervous as I would have been in the past, simply because we have a general manager in Joe Douglas that has made monumental changes in our franchise, in our front office, and the way that we function and operate that I think will be extremely helpful in situations like this. He brought in guys like Rex Hogan, Alexander, Phil Savage, bringing in Nolan as well as a scout. This is all guys that he brought in with him, guys that are well respected around the league, guys that understand that to turn a franchise around, you have to have a plan, and guys that also understand utilization of the draft to build football teams. Okay? These are guys that are real serious business. Not like those jokers of the past. These guys are coming here, briefcase, suit, tie, all business, okay? So I look at this situation and I say, all right, when you look at the way that most, and I say most because, there may be some, we've seen some teams in the NFL have their own way of doing scouting and things like that. The Raiders are notorious for, in the past, were notorious for just kind of, anyway. So different teams do things different ways. But the way that most teams operate as far as scouting college football players is they don't just wait to scout a guy his last year or the year that they think he's going to come out or anything like that. No. Most teams scout guys from their freshman year on, right? Because they want to get a very well-rounded picture of who this guy is as a player. They want to know, what his strengths are, what his weaknesses are, and also his injury history, also his mentality. Because that's one thing, too, that will derail you as, a star or a good player in the league. You can have all the physical attributes. You can be, all-world talent. But if your mental isn't straight, if you're not willing to work, if you're not willing to, come in and do what you need to do, if you're just a locker room cancer because you have a very toxic mentality about football and teamwork and all that, then you're no good either. And there's great examples of that that have gone around the league. So, our scouts are looking at these things constantly digging things up. So when you look at this situation of no college football season this year, if we do not have that, I'm looking at, okay, maybe the top 30 guys are sure bet guys in a lot of scouts' mind. Generally, a lot of scouts, those top 30 guys, they all pretty much agree, hey, these are the guys. Now, once you get out of that top 30 is where you get a little bit more murky. And there could be, concerns or questions about the guy's, talent. Maybe he's not as good as this guy. Maybe there's a little injury history issue. Something like that. Maybe they're worrying about it if he's a scheme fit or they just haven't done enough scouting. Maybe he plays at a college that really doesn't get a lot of shine. So he may be a guy that, some people just don't know enough about. And that's where we can clean up. Because we've seen in the past, we've seen guys slide in the draft. Just last year, if you look at one of the steals we got, Mims, before the draft started, okay, pre-draft, every single scout, at least that I had heard, talked about Mims going in the first round. And if you would have told any scout that not only could you get him in the second round, but that we could get him where we got him in the second round after trading down, I remember every Jets fan initially was like, what the heck is Joe Douglas doing? Why did he trade down? He was able to trade down in a second, gain capital, and still get Mims in the building. Still. If you would have told most scouts that, they would have been like, dude, you on something. No, it's the truth. It's exactly what happened. We've seen guys slide in the draft before for various things. So when you look at what we need, the picks that we have with those 2 first-round picks, let's say if Seattle, is the Seattle Seahawks that we've seen, where they're a good team, so we're going to be picking in that, 20s and down. Oh, man, we could end up taking that Seattle pick and turning it into a bunch of mid-round picks and just absolutely eat up that second round and be able to bring in talent that's going to work here. Another guy that I talk about from past drafts as well that should have been a first-round pick. What? Marcus May, I think, is a great example of that. Marcus May had a bit of an injury history, and so teams looked at him and didn't think he was a first-round pick because of that. Even scouts said, hey, look, if he didn't have those issues, he for sure would be a first-round pick, hands down. So when you look at the uncertainty of not having a college season this year, if you put Marcus May in this year's draft and the uncertainty, maybe he's a guy that slides down in that second round. Maybe he's at the bottom of the second round or the third round. Can you imagine getting a guy like Marcus May, one of the best cover safeties in the league, in the third round or the bottom of the second? Wow, that's great value. That's unbelievable value. So there's a lot of guys that could be top picks if there was a college football season that could probably be second round picks, mid-second, late second round picks, third round picks on down. And especially when we're talking about the need for wide receiver help, like we've been talking about, playmakers, offensive playmakers. Supposedly this year is full. This wide receiver class in this year's draft is full of talent. That's what I've been told. I've been told about the Alabama boys and all these guys that can come out and really change your franchise from a wide receiver standpoint. And let me tell you, arms open. I'm here for all the wide receiver help we can get because we need it. So when you look at that situation where you could have a guy that probably would be a first round pick if you had a college football season, who could end up being a second round or a even lower round pick because there's no college football season, this is the time. This is the time. And again, with Joe Douglas in the building and us having our scouting stuff together now, this is not the Maccagnan era, the era of old. This is where we can really take that capital that we have and completely clean up in a situation. And we could end up taking advantage of a lot of teams because there's also going to be some teams that have picks in the second round that are going to look around and say, we're not necessarily sure about some of the guys in this round. I don't think we really want to take a chance. Let's move up. Let's give the Jets more capital so we can get a bit closer to the guys that we're more sure about, the guys that we feel comfortable with. And if we scouted those guys well, which I believe that, again, the Rex Hogans, the Phil Savages, the Alexanders, all these guys that we have in the building, the Nolans, all the scouts that we have in the building, if they've done the job and the homework that I believe that they have done, because you look at this last draft, it was a very good draft for us. If they've truly done their homework like I think they've done their homework, this could really be a franchise-changing draft where we could really take a step forward. We could take advantage of a lot of teams that may not be in the know about certain players that we're in the know of, and we could really clean up and turn this team around. So I want to get you folks' thoughts on this. I want to go back and forth with you in the comments. I also want to thank everyone that does comment because I love talking to you folks about football in the comments. So let me know what your thoughts about this upcoming draft if there's no college football season. Let me know how you feel about the possibility of no college football season happening. Let me know about what are your thoughts on the Jets moving back, getting more capital, getting those second round picks in the building, getting those third round picks in the building, really cleaning up in the draft. I want to get you folks' thoughts about this. Also, let me know if you have a plan for this draft. How do you feel, You know, that how do you feel about us moving up and down comfortably? You know, so let me know how you folks feel about it. Can't wait to talk to you folks in the comments. You folks have a good one. Peace.